Just like that, gentlemen of Atlanta, we are back with another episode for you. We know you wanted it. We heard. We saw the comments.
We listen to everything.
We listen to everything. We be scrolling. We see everything online. Well, as you may know, I am one of the hosts, Rizelle Simmons, bodybuilder, author, and I am here with
Angelo Bird, entrepreneur, photographer. Both living in Atlanta, Georgia, both from Ohio, Michigan.
Midwest Connect. It's the Midwest Connect.
That's what we do.
And it's a Nuke Connect, too.
I pledge them. We're not a hazing organization, by the way.
We'll discuss that on another episode.
In Wood County, but I digress.
So we have, what do we have here today? I heard today was a special day, so you brought out something nice for your homeboy, right?
Yeah, today is National Bourbon Day, June 14th, and I just so happen to have an unopened bottle of Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. This is the Black Bourbon Society iteration of this. Bottled back in 21, so I'm finally getting able to open it. And let's see what it has in store for us today.
Black Bourbon Society. I like the way that sounds. Likes the way the sound. Bottle looks good.
I'm gonna use this other Glencairn.
You gotta smell the aroma there.
Gotta get the oxygen in there. Sweet.
And
caramel.
All right.
Little toasted apple. Little cherry.
Yep. I got the cherry. All right. That's smooth. That's some good stuff. That's one to have in your cabinet there. For sure.
I said, we got a film today. Why not put a little bit of lamb on the grill?
Yes. Yeah. Let's pull the lamb out.
Some lamb shish kebabs.
This is you come correct, man. So, woo. Oh, this is good. It's very tender. Seasoned. What kind of seasoning you use on this thing, man? This is good.
A little sloppy mama?
This is good. I love lamb.
So
don't eat a lot of red meat, but if I'm gonna have red meat, I love lamb. Excellent job. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic of today. And this topic was actually pulled off our Instagram, Gentlemen of Atlanta. There was a guy on there who sent a DM saying, how do you reinvent yourself, and how important is reinventing yourself as a man in your 30s and 40s? That's the question for today. So I'm going to throw it to you. What's your thoughts? Let's talk about reinventing self and the importance of it.
Well, as I educate my staff and my team, and obviously in life and in business and whatever we're doing professionally, you got to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not growing, you're dying. Mm-hmm. So as a man, 30s, 40s, you're constantly learning to love self, learn new things about yourself, learning new things about your family, reading, absorbing the information and putting it into a position where you can apply the learnings to your life.
Absolutely.
And you have to constantly be growing, constantly be learning, constantly be teaching. And you have to be teachable. Men, you got to be coachable. And you got to not be so arrogant and cocky that you can't learn from the women around you. These women are smart. These women are resilient. These women go through a whole hell of a lot of things that we as men don't have to endure and go through professionally, personally, being mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, etc. We gotta constantly sharpen our sword to ensure that we can remain sharp and be as sharp as the women around us, so we can be better, stronger, faster than we were last year or the year before that. Make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, you brought up some really, really good points there. I'll start with something, one of the great Noops who has passed away. Kevin Samuels, talked about reinventing and the importance of it. And the one thing that he said is life is a game and the game should be played at a high degree. And as a man, that's something that you should always really remember, right? It is a game to be played. You should always bring your best self. But also you touched upon, the importance of the woman in that dynamic. And the point that I would make in regards to that is that, it's been fact that men progress at a later stage. Some people say 40 years old is really the thresh point where a man really starts to take off. So, if you're not developing or if you feel you don't have the energy to reinvent yourself at 40, you really gonna be lost. I really think that it's a prime time to reinvent yourself. And some of the key elements, like you said, was reading books.
Yes.
Opening yourself up to different philosophies, learning new things, new skill sets, whether it's cooking, right? Learning about bourbon, tequila, cigars, sports, golf, things of that nature.
We said it before, all things Epicurean.
You have said that before. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the name of the game is, like I said before, you're not growing, you're dying. Gentlemen, especially the younger men that are listening to this show today, I would implore you to really take a self-inventory and look at your emotional aptitude of where you are today and where you would like to be at some point in the future. Put a plan together to mitigate that gap. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is, doesn't matter where you live. Grow. Be better tomorrow than what you are today.
Yeah.
Period. Dot.
Absolutely. Vision is the key thing that I really think about, right? Having a clear vision of yourself and having a positive outlook about yourself is important. If there are some things that you feel that you aren't excelling on, really work on those things, because how you view yourself is, going to trickle into how you deal with other people, right? Perception is definitely a game to be played, and you again want to be your best self. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
I was going to talk about value.
I love value.
Right? And value is a culmination of the things. It's a culmination of things that we put some type of emotional currency towards, right? But things are only worth as much as one is willing to pay for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say that again. Things are only worth as much as one is willing to pay for it. Some will pay $1,000 for a steak. Some say, I'll give me cube steak and I'm okay. But at the end of the day, after you masticate it properly, you're going to chew up steak. So value is what one is willing to pay for.
No, it's a really good point. And you always want to bring value to the table. That is a characteristic people look for in a man. So having that skill set, whether it's being handy around the house or, just performing well, high performance. Performing as a man is important. That's something that you have to do. Right?
And if nothing else,
what?
You got to be secure in self.
Absolutely.
And yield the provision for the women in our lives and safety.
Yeah.
You got to be safe. Provide and create a safe environment for them to dwell in.
Right.
Period.
And if you are dating, looking for a woman to come, she is going to grab on to someone who has vision, who's confident in that vision, who has a goal, and who goes after that goal, right? Women definitely can spot a leader, right? And those are things that they take to. So if
everybody is...
What?
Every man is not put here to lead. It's not because you can't, it's just not your job. Understand your role. Understand the position you got to play in life. Everybody's not going to be a leader. And it takes the Indians to work alongside a chief. That's okay.
Some households are set up like that.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. And I've talked to men who said, I'm not the chief in this house. As strange as that may sound, that's their house, but that works for them. But that man also brings many other things to the table, right? He's financially secure, but in the dynamic with his particular relationship, he likes, and his woman likes to really run the household, plan things out as far as what they're going to do. And if you're fine with that role and it works for you guys, I'm perfectly fine with it. Doesn't typically work for me, but it works for some men, and I can see how that household works.
Yeah. So in closing, right? Learn yourself, gentlemen. Love yourself. Put yourself in a position to be loved, but more importantly, put yourself in a position to be respected. That's all I got to say today.
Well, those are the key things on why this conversation is important. Men find themselves in unstable ground, off their square after a divorce, after separation, those kind of things. So reinventing yourself really comes into play. And that's why this discussion and some of the things we talked about today should be written down on a notepad and certainly executed, you know? That's what we got for you, gentlemen of Atlanta.
Leave comments.
Appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe, like, share,
And
follow.
How does it hit us in a DM? Because we look at every single thing you put in there. All right?
Yes, we do.
Godspeed.
Peace.